Hey, my name's Benjamin Williams and I'm 14 years old. I go to Shire Oak School, which is in Walsall Wood. My interests are acting, singing, dancing and music. My main interests and hobbies is playing on the keyboard and the piano. One Sunday morning about 3 years ago, I had woken up at 7:30 a.m. I had Cocoa Pops for breakfast. Yum yum. At about 8 a.m, I had a slight tingling feeling in my arm. I thought it was an after effect of when I slept on it, so I left it for a little bit. But my speech was slurred also. I tried to communicate with my mum at the time, but I felt useless as I couldn't be understood. My mum said, "Speak properly," but as much as I tried, I couldn't. I raised my arm, which wasn't numb, to my mouth and straightened my mouth up. I was able to talk a little bit more clearer and said to my mum, "I can't feel my arm, mouth or tongue." A month later, I had an appointment to go to the Manor Hospital for an MRI scan, which was hopefully going to tell me what was going on. After the MRI scan, we was told that it would take up to 6 weeks for the results to come back, so all we could do was wait. A few days after, my arm went numb once again. I panicked, so I asked my mum if we could go to the doctors whilst the attack was happening. Eventually, I got in to see the doctor and asked him if he had the slightest idea what could be wrong with me. The answer I got was unexpected. He said, "You could have a brain tumour." When I got told that I could have a brain tumour, I was absolutely gutted. I felt physically sick.
Ben was told that he had a small hole in his heart which enabled blood clots to travel to both sides of the body. Ben was told that he would have to have an operation so the hole would be closed, which would reduce the risk of him having a stroke.
Well, basically, strokes are when the brain is starved of oxygen. And the reason this happens is because as the blood is flowing to the brain, the blood clots and the oxygen is unable to pass through. Because the brain is starved of oxygen, the cells beyond the blood cells are dying. So when a stroke occurs, the part of the brain that is affected will affect the other half of the body, and that will have the symptoms as well. For example, if the blood clot occurs on the left side of the brain, the symptoms will occur on the right side of the body.
Symptoms of stroke or TIA are
numbness, slurred speech, numb or heavy tongue,
drooped eye, drooped mouth, confusion, loss of sight,
paralysis, weakness, difficulty understanding speech, difficulty finding words, and severe headaches.
After the operation, I felt much better in myself. I was pleased with the job that the surgeon had done and I managed to live like a normal teenager without the strokes and TIAs.
A TIA, well, that's basically the same as a stroke, but less severe. The blood clots in the brain, but for a shorter time period. This means that less cells are dying and the damage can repair itself without any of the lengthy symptoms. The symptoms are the same as the stroke, but usually only 1 or 2 of the symptoms will occur.
The operation has helped me so much and I have stopped suffering from strokes, but I still suffer from TIAs. On the upside of things, they don't get any worse than the time before.
Basically, what we are trying to say is that not only older people suffer from strokes and TIAs, but children and young adults do too. We would like to thank all the staff at Birmingham Children's Hospital and the staff at Walsall Manor Hospital.
And I would like to thank my mum, Tracy Williams, my brother, Kyle Williams, and my sister, Kate Williams, for the support throughout, and Sam Coley for helping me create the radio feature. I would also like to thank Joe Craig for the inputting of ideas on the feature.